can double it but not sub it. So I'm just curious what your home page is. Like when you start up your Internet Explorer, Firefox, or Safari, what's that first page that comes up? For most people, it should be iGoogle because this is basically the hub where they can basically get to a lot of different things. If yours still says, welcome to Internet Explorer, then that means you need to change it. And maybe you don't know how to change it. Basically, you can just go into your tools. I'm using Firefox, but you can just go into your tools and your settings and preferences, and then you can change it from that. So Firefox preferences, and then here's my home page. So I can just type it in or use the current page from there. Okay. Let me talk about iGoogle, and you may think, what is this iGoogle? Well, hold on. Let's get iGoogle. Convenient Google tips, resources. Oh, by the way, if you think your email is getting full, by the way, does anyone know how much gigabyte that Gmail gives you? 7 gigs. 7. Like, that's more email, and it'll take you a long time to fill that up. Long time. And even if you fill it up 7 gigs, do you guys know it's only $5 per year for 20 gigs? 20. So it's a great way to use it as an online storage place. Like, that's really, really cheap. 20 gigs. And that's like a lot. Like, that's like, if you have a DVD, and that's about, what, 7, 4, unless you have a dual, so that's like 5 DVD stuff. He's on it. All right, here we go. So a quick intro to iGoogle. There's your theme. Just for you, swingers. All right, so there's iGoogle. If you guys don't know what that looks like, let's see. If you basically go to your iGoogle.com, you can basically set up your arrangement to how it looks. So for example, I have this little sticky. If I just click right here on the sticky, and I can just start typing like, oh yeah, basketball game. And then it's there, okay? And then I could, pick up milk for my baby, who always drinks milk and never runs dry. So, also, if you use Google Docs, you can like put in a Google Docs stuff that shows all your Google Docs that you've worked on. So if you don't want to go there. If you also use Twitter, you can twit from here instead of going to your Twitter. Also, enhanced bookmarks. This is really good. Like, it's a quick link to these sites. So if you don't like using your bookmarks, you're using different computers, and you always want your bookmarks to be in one place. Here's a good place if you don't use like Delicious or Digo. Your Google Calendar can be here in a little miniature version. Here's the Google News. I always keep it on technology, but you can go like top stories, and it's all here. If you have a blogger, here's my calendar. Even a translator if you need it, a quick translate, like, oh, how do you say that again in Korean, okay? And then you can, if you have Picasa, this was one of my students' photos. For a bonus assignment, the students took pictures and then framed them, and you can see them in the auditorium. They're pretty good. And then Delicious bookmarks, these are the top ones. So as you can see, there's a lot of useful things here in my iGoogle. And on the left side is even more things. You can have different tabs. So this is just like one sheet. You can add multiple sheets and go to them. Now you're trying to say, okay, so how do I do this stuff, right? Well, on the right side at the top, it says add stuff, okay? And just for Swinger, change your theme is right here. So you can change your colors and your creative stuff. So I can just add stuff. And let's just say you want something for links. You say, hey, I want to like that cool little link so I can just insert my links. Okay. Well, here's like you can make your own bookmarks or links that you can have. If you want news, just type in news. Here's some that I recommend. Like the news, Google services. So you know on the top, you see all this Google Calendar, Documents, Reader, and you have to hit more and all that stuff. Well, here in Google Services, it'll add this so you can automatically go to it without going to the top and trying to find it. World Clocks is useful for us. So if you're trying to figure out the time, when to call your parents, now you don't have to even use Google search to find the time. You can just use World Clocks. I recommend that you're using Delicious on bookmarks. Maybe in a future time I'll do a whole seminar on Delicious and shortcuts you can have for that with RSS. Enhanced bookmarks, so these are some links that you can create with icons for visual learners like myself. And one of the most popular is Doc to PDF. So instead of, I know I get this from Mr. Wilson a lot, but instead of like going to a website with all the ads and stuff and trying to find it, you can just add this to your homepage and then just put in, it says choose a doc, you click that, hit browse, click it, convert, and boom, it's done. Right from your homepage. One of the latest things that came out in Google, and sorry, I'll end with this because this is pretty useful. If you go to your google.com, and if you're signed in, and if you go to settings and then Google account settings, they just added this like last week. It's called dashboard. It says view data stored with this account. So let's say you use Google for like your pictures and your email and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. So basically it's going to show you everything that you use Google for. So there's my calendar, there's my account, there's my contacts, there's my documents. It shows how many documents I've had, I own, that I've shared. There's my Gmail and all my mail. There's my iGoogle stuff. There's my Picasa albums that I've created. There's my reader and talk and web history even. So, and more and more and more. So if you're getting lost in Google, you got to be organized and check out that dashboard, it's called. And again, how to get there is just go to google.com and then in the top right, you go to settings and then Google account settings. So I hope that was helpful, and especially think of ways that you become more efficient, both at home and in the classroom. And some of these features aren't available through your school email, but like a personal email it would be. So check that out. And if you have any questions, you can let me know. And then hope you learned something new today.
Mark,
so, yep.
You said you're doing a screencast?
Yep.
Where do we...
So I got all your emails.
Oh,
so I'll try email, or I'll maybe put it on my blog. Yeah. Right now we're trying to find video storage so I can host this, but right now I'll put on my blog, mouseflip.com. So I'll just do that. Okay, and if you haven't signed in, the paper that went around, the sheet's back here so you can get your PD credit. Yeah. All right, thanks guys.